When a restaurant dies in China, it can look something like this. Hauling out huge fridges, industrial stoves, and bread ovens to cart away for resale. It's good business for this team, led by An Dawei, known as the Restaurant Undertaker. Behind every appliance is another tale of failed restaurants here in Beijing, part of a wider story of China's slow economy.
This shop behind me, this is actually the second time we've dismantled it. 2 years ago, the previous owner also contacted us to recycle the restaurant's kitchenware. Just around the corner, there's another one we acquired right before Chinese New Year. We come to this area quite frequently since restaurant closures happen often here.
Last year, An and his team dismantled 200 restaurants each month, which they say is 2.5 times more than the year before. Numbers from data company Chi show that last year saw 3 million catering companies shut down across China. An, the Undertaker, says many failed restaurants were started by people investing their life savings, hoping for a V-shaped recovery after the pandemic.
At the beginning of 2023, we saw an increasing number of people from the real estate, education, finance, and internet industries entering the restaurant business. These industries experienced mass layoffs, leaving many unemployed with little to do. With some severance payouts in hand, they opted to invest in the restaurant industry. Since larger businesses require significant startup capital, many saw the restaurant business as something they could manage.
But things turned out differently. China's economy stayed sluggish, and consumers cut back on dining out. That led to a race to the bottom. Businesses repeatedly lowering prices to outdo each other, which in turn ate into profits. As restaurant closures rise, An says even long-established businesses are at risk.
Restaurants that have been operating for more than 5 years made up more than 9% of our collection of closed restaurants. Previously, we had never seen such a high number of long-established restaurants shutting down. This indicates that even experienced restaurant owners with deep industry knowledge are still losing money. I believe this reflects a significant decline in consumer spending. People simply aren't dining out as much as before.
Boosting local demand is the Chinese government's main focus this year, as it tries to counter the effects of U.S. tariffs and a long-running property crisis. But in February this year, consumer prices dropped the most since January 2024, raising worries about a possible deflationary spiral. In a meeting this month, Chinese officials promised to address what they called involution, or too much competition, with the restaurant industry as a key example. An said in first-tier cities like Beijing, Shanghai, and Shenzhen, the monthly restaurant closure rate exceeds 10%, and in some months, it even surpasses 15%. He says that means for an average person, opening a restaurant is almost a guaranteed failure.